Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Since I'm the last speaker, I have to ask, are you too tired? Are you sure you have the strength? Because I want you to know something. The mullahs are still working in Tehran, and the jailers and the torturers, they're not tired, so we can't be tired. Are you with me? All right. Now, first, I want you to join me with something. Because in Camp Ashraf, the people are watching us now on video screens. And we need to speak to them for a moment. I want them to understand this message. 50 years ago, Patrick Kennedy's uncle, John Kennedy, stood in Berlin at their worst moment. And he said to the people of Berlin, there is no prouder boast in all the world among free people than that I am a citizen of Berlin. Camp Ashraf, listen to me well. One day, in the restaurants of Tehran, on street corners, in places of worship, you will say to your countrymen, you will boast for the rest of your lives that when our people were enslaved, when we had dictators, I lived free. I lived in Camp Ashraf. That will be your boast. Men and women of Ashraf, you are the first heroes in the new revolution for democracy in Iran. You are our heroes, Camp Ashraf. Always remember it when we stand with you. Now, I'm old enough to know that in these kinds of rallies, when our opposition is a dictator, there's always one person in the room taking notes. And late tonight, when we're all home, they'll be calling Tehran with their message. So listen to me well and write down everything I'm about to tell you. Give your masters this message. You have betrayed Islam. You have betrayed the proud history of the Persian people. In the words of Ronald Reagan, you have a place on the ash heap of history. Your time is done. If you kill our fathers, you will face our sons. If you kill our mothers, you will face our daughters. This fight is inevitable. They will fail. We will win. It is only a matter of time. And so I ask you, like my Italian relatives who waited for fascism to fail, one day, I want you to remember these words. One day, you will have your grandchildren on your knee. You'll be sitting in Tehran or a small city in a free Iran, and you will turn to your grandchild and you will say, never forget, tell your children and their children that when our country was imperiled, when our freedom was lost, our family belonged to the MEK. We stood up for Iran's freedom. Never forget. And if Mrs. Rajavi can hear my words, I leave her with this thought. I saw her walk up to hundreds of people today and look them in the eye. Mrs. Rajavi, remember those faces. Remember those eyes, because one day when you least expect it, an Iranian soldier is going to refuse to fire upon his own people. A shopkeeper is going to stand up and demand to speak free. A student is going to demand to be taught the truth. And on that day, all their guns, all their prisons, all their tortures will mean nothing when the people rise up and the dictatorship crumbles down. Mrs. Rajvi, remember our faces. Remember the looks in our eyes. Because when you get off the plane in Tehran to claim a free, democratic Iranian republic, we will be there to meet you at the airport. God bless you all. Thank you. Thank you.